did want to talk about Draymond Green,
Yep.
and he had something nice to say about the Detroit Pistons. I'm going to read you guys the quote if you guys haven't seen it. It says, quote, Cade will bring a championship back to Detroit. I think he will. I see it happening. He's got the mentality, the talent. He's got the demeanor, the size, which a lot of people underrate, to put a team on his shoulders and actually carry it. So, what do you got to make of these comments from Draymond Green saying that he could see Cade Cunningham winning an NBA championship here in Detroit in the future?
Yeah, praise like this isn't something that's just given in the NBA. This is something that's earned. And Draymond Green's not a guy who's going to sugarcoat what he's thinking. If there is anything we have learned about Draymond Green over the course of the last few years or just throughout his career in general, he will tell you exactly what he is feeling and exactly what he thinks of somebody. And it's just it just adds to a long list of legends and figures in the game who think really highly of this guy, right? Like we had Dr. J just speak to the Pistons like last week and is someone that's been around the team. We've had Kevin Durant on multiple occasions rave about Cade Cunningham. We've had Chris Paul rave about Cade Cunningham. We just the list is getting even longer by the day. And just the I think the thing that's just always stood out about, to me about Cade is we talk a lot about how he's an elite, like, just offensive player and the things that he does on the court. But not every player that comes into the league wants all the pressure and everything that comes with being a franchise player, right? Like everyone wants to be the number one pick. No one wants what comes with being a number one pick. And Cade has the fact that he's, gone through all the fires that he's gone through and the trials. Like I don't think people realize how impressive it is to go through that 28 game losing streak as a franchise player, to not only like not give up, but to turn it around and have a 26 win jump when the most significant additions you made are Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley. Like, with all due respect to those guys, no team has ever made this big of a winning jump without adding a Hall of Fame caliber player in the offseason beforehand. And as good as Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley have been, I don't think they're Hall of Fame players. The Hall of Fame player the Pistons added to their team this offseason is Cade Cunningham, because he's looking like a Hall of Fame caliber player with the level that he's producing. I mean, he, like, a lot of the statistics that he's putting up, the only players that have done it at his age are him, Luka Doncic, and Oscar Robertson. When you're in conversations with Oscar Robertson, that's pretty good. That's pretty rarefied air. And so when you talk about the ceiling and the potential of what Cade can do, leading a team to a championship, being on that small list of guys who can be a best player on a championship team, that is most certainly attainable for a guy like Cade if it continues to grow, because he's already doing this at 23 years old. If they continue to put the right pieces around him, we've already seen what an inkling of spacing does for this guy. So, I think the thing that just really stands out is, like, like he talks about his size and, his ability as a player, but it's the stuff upstairs that really makes a guy like Cade Cunningham truly elite. And so the fact that he's handled all the pressure, all the scrutiny, all, like, everything that happened through last season and, ever since his time in Detroit, and is, rose out of the ashes like a phoenix and done what he's done over the last, few months, it just says everything that you need to know about a Cade. So this type of quote, I don't find surprising. If anything, it's just, all right, yep, yet another all-time great player saying this type of thing about a player like Cade. When this many people who have done great things in the league say this type of stuff about Cade, it's about time to listen.
No, I gotta put this comment on the screen because, like, I agree with you. Like, Tobias Harris is not like a Hall of Famer, but Alan wants to point out that Tobias passed Hall of Famer Dennis Johnson and Bob Dandridge in scoring. Put some respect on Unk's name.
Can we just say how impressive it is by how what it really puts into perspective of how many points LeBron scored, that Tobias has played for like 14, 15 years, is only 32, and he just passed to get to 145th all time in NBA scoring. That's what makes LeBron getting to 50,000 plus points even more inconceivable. But hey, to your point, Tobias Harris, he might not be in the Hall of Fame by the end of his career, but he's earned over $300 million as a player. Tobias Harris, I promise you, he is winning at life. He does not have a lot of reasons to worry about where he's going to be after his career.
No, not at all. I did see that stat from I think Brett Usher, who's a really good NBA follow if you just like NBA content. Probably one of my favorite NBA content creators.
Has been doing good Piston stuff even when they're bad too. So shout out Brett, like a really good follow.
Yeah, like I honestly like when he first started, I was like, dude, who is this guy? And then like he was like posting Washington Wizards stuff. I was like, bro, this guy's a sicko.
Yep.
Love it. Absolutely love it. But to kind of circle back to Draymond's comments, I think you make a really good point. It's not just Draymond Green that has praised Cade Cunningham. It's guys like Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant,
Steph Curry, Steve Kerr.
Yeah, like it's honestly like when you get that many compliments from NBA players that have won titles, like a Draymond Green, like a Kevin Durant, and players that have made deep playoff runs, like a Bradley Beal and others. It's like they see something in him to where they don't even really think he scratched the surface yet. Like I think we are very quick to dismiss how young the guy is, and averaging almost 26 and 9, and carrying a team on your back, and mind you, Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris were the exact type of players that I think that you surround Cade Cunningham with. You surround him with perimeter shooting, and everything opens up for him. Because last year, Sean, I mean, we could both attest to it. You were covering the team for the first time as a credential media member last year. I was doing podcasts on a week-to-week basis. Like the guy still averaged 23 points with like I don't even know 1990s spacing. Like he was still
spacing might put it too kindly at times, man.
Yeah, like you got like two bigs in the post, and he's trying to get into the post to the point where it's just like, screw it, I'm just gonna shoot mid range, and then he's like the mid range king. It seems like on a night to night basis, but like I take Draymond's comments as a compliment because that guy's won 4 NBA championships. He knows what it takes to win an NBA championship, and I think he sees those superstar qualities in champions like previous.
Yeah.
And I think Cade has all the makings to, get this city and this basketball team back into, playoff basketball, making out of the first round, making the Eastern Conference Finals, and possibly having an opportunity to raise that fourth banner. I really do. That's how highly I think of Cade, because I don't really think there's a lot of players, in these drafts coming up that are like a Cade Cunningham. I just don't. I think he does so many things well, and he plays on both ends of the floor. It's not just like he's cherry picking on offense. Like I just read a stat today that he is the only guard in the NBA that has 7 clutch blocks. Out of all the guards in the NBA, he's got the most blocks, 7 clutch blocks. It just kind of tells you like the two-way star that JB Bickerstaff kind of, when he was talking to the media this past summer, like saying like I think he's got all of the capabilities to be a two-way superstar in this league.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at the way that, like you don't even just have to look at what Draymond's saying about Cade. If you want to look at like a true sign that like Cade is being seen in a different light, look no further than the NBA social media accounts earlier this week, man. It has been a lot of Cade Cunningham content and Pistons content, and obviously a lot of it was because the Pistons are playing on national TV, against the Miami Heat earlier in the week. But there's a real legitimate push and a motivation from the league to make sure that people know who the Pistons are and who Cade Cunningham is. And you want to talk about a guy who like shines like when the lights are brightest and does things when the opportunities are presented. For Cade to hit that shot in that situation with those stakes in maybe his third nationally televised game in his career ever. What else can you say? Like what an insane buzzer beater.